Box right now. Oh, awesome. Oh, fantastic. We are live. I'm very excited to be back on another Tuesday with lunchtime on our CEFCA's Facebook page. And this week I'm joined by a special guest slash co-host, Alexis Muir with Construction Ready. Alexis, how are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Me too, because otherwise I'd have a lonely show by myself. And the information that we're sharing today, I'm really excited about because there's so much with Construction Ready. But before we get started, normally Scott and I geek out about something ridiculous at the beginning of the show and something that's humoring me. And this week I'm geeking out about my earrings because I'm not sure if I quite showed these off yet before, but Empire Level, the kind folks over there, they were kind enough to make me my very own custom level earrings.
Those are amazing. Oh my gosh.
Functional fashion. In fact, speaking of functional fashion, let me take my earplugs off right now because I want to listen to all your stuff. So yeah, geeking out. And at one time, I had to get new batteries. They used to light up.
See, that's nice.
Yeah, being a lady in construction is not too shabby. I'll tell you what.
Exactly.
Rock a bit of the fashion. So thank you very much for letting me geek out for a hot second. But all right, Alexis, let's dive into it because I really want our fans to understand all the amazing opportunities. And while we have interviewed some wonderful guests in the past, construction really is a pathway to connect folks who are interested with the education that they need right away. So let's start off before we really geek out. What is Construction Ready?
Construction Ready I'm so excited to talk about it. So Construction Ready is a 4-week program. It is a boot camp style program where individuals can come and earn up to 8 industry recognized credentials, 8 credentials in 4 weeks. And they can start an incredible career in the construction industry. We also work on professional skills like interviewing and resume writing. And we try to make it a big holistic approach to, a job and a career within the industry.
I'm blown away by this. I did not realize so many industry credentialing, but then the resume and interviewing, that is such a critical portion of employment that we don't really ever talk about in the construction industry.
Exactly. And we didn't learn it in school. A lot of us did not learn that. And so it's awesome to be able to come back and figure all those things out and know exactly what you need to do.
Oh, it's so good. So, okay, well, I think I could answer this question, but from your angle, why is this program needed?
We have a serious labor shortage in the construction industry. I mean, there's a lot of people that have been in the industry for years that are retiring, and we just don't have enough people right now replacing them. And I think that a lot of people just aren't aware of how many rewarding and fun and awesome jobs exist within the industry. You hear construction and you think, hammer and nail, and that's the only thing, but there's so much more. I started my career with the mining industry. And you always need rocks, right? Like you got to build the roads, you got to make the cement, and you need rocks. So that's one. You've got obviously carpentry, but concrete work, drywall, roofing, landscaping, scaffolding, glazing. I mean, it's just, there's a million things out there. And I think most people don't realize, not most people, but a lot of people don't realize all the potential that's there.
It's gigantic. And really, you can go down a rabbit hole. No pun intended. Sorry, it was kind of lame. Been talked all day. Anyway, you can dive anywhere. And then really, if you wanted to no longer be on the site, we still need, accountants and lawyers and business professionals in the office to help out. And so, the 4-week boot camp style program, that sounds really enticing to get kind of the foot in the door. So, okay, this program started in Atlanta, and you started in Atlanta. So tell us how you've been able to expand across Georgia. And also, can we talk about what is gear funding?
So we have been in Atlanta since 2014, but this year we've been able to expand through the state of Georgia. Thank you to Governor Kemp for gear funding, which is the governor's emergency education relief funds through the CARES Act. And what that's done is that's given us money to be able to take this program to other cities within the state. So we've gone to Augusta, we've gone to Gwinnett County here in the Atlanta metro area. We are in Macon right now. We're about to graduate a class in Macon. We'll be in Columbus. We'll be in in the Georgia Mountains area. So we're all over the state, expanding and training more people to enter the industry.
That is incredible. And from somebody in a state that I'm not quite sure we're allocating the gear funding quite the same way, I'm very jealous because what a wonderful way to spend and then really invest into your community as a whole.
Absolutely.
So what can, we brought it up again, but just one more time, because I really want folks to understand. Can you show us the locations again and where they're at? And then also, let's start talking about the website folks can go to, because I want to say that a few times.
Okay, sure. So here within Metro Atlanta, you can see Westside Works. That's our original location down by Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We have Cobb County, Aerotropolis near the airport, and our newest Metro Atlanta location in Gwinnett County, which is really exciting because there's a ton of work going on.
Oh, no joke. I mean, every time I come there, the amount of cranes in the city is incredible. So then how many people have gone through the course?
So to date, we have had, I got my little cheat sheet here. We've had 1,243 people graduate from the program, but this Friday, when we graduate our next Macon, our first ever class in Macon, we will have 1,255 graduates.
Oh, that's so good. That is incredible. Congratulations to that number, because that is huge. Okay, so, but graduation and education doesn't always equal employment. So what is the job placement rate with those numbers?
So our current job placement rate is 97%.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's insane. I mean,
it's amazing to me. And I will tell you, the last couple of hiring fairs, we have had 5 to 6 jobs for each graduate. We have employers that are banging down the door practically trying to hire. They need people so badly. And we've got such awesome people in our program, 5 to 6 jobs per person.
Okay. So for our fans, that means that, well, actually, okay. I want to talk about this now, because I'm so excited. So when you say 5 to 6 employers per person, how does a student know that there's 5 to 6 employers? Like, how does that situation go down?
When we have our hiring fairs, we ask the employers to sign up in advance, and then we're able to give the employer information to the students to, do their research, figure out who they want to work for, and, learn more about the employers. And we'll have some employers that come to the hiring fair that will say, we ask them, how many people can you hire today, in a perfect world? Some employers will say, look, we'll take the whole class. Come on. So, yeah. So, I mean, we've got employers that need people. They'll have huge projects. Like you said, there's cranes everywhere.
Oh, really? And, the fact that in 4 weeks, I don't want to say guaranteed, because nothing in life is guaranteed. It really is also, it's a two-way street, but 97% is pretty high.
Yeah. We always tell everybody we can't guarantee a job, but you got a 97% chance.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty solid for sure. Like, okay, so this sounds almost like, I don't want to say too good to be true, but it really is. What are the requirements for someone to apply into the Construction Ready program?
So to get a seat in the class, you need to provide a resume for us, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just, we want a little job history. So even if you have to handwrite it on a piece of paper, we're good with that. We need everybody to pass a drug screen. And the reason we do that is because that's the first thing a construction employer is going to do, is going to send you for a drug test. So we want to make sure that everyone can pass. We do a background check, but we're really background friendly. The industry is super background friendly. The reason that we do the background check is because we want to be realistic about our participants' background. So if there are particular fields that may be difficult for them to get into with a certain backgrounds, then we just let them know so that they can, examine other areas within construction. We need to be 18 years old. We need to be able to be physically fit, be able to lift 50 pounds. We do the test of adult basic education, and everybody needs to pass at a 6th grade level. The reason that is because it is a fast-paced program, and so we need everybody to be able to keep up. Got to be able to come to class all 20 days and be able to get to class. These
are fantastic, and really, as an employer, I appreciate, the the drug screen is important. We're using dangerous tools and we don't want people who are not 100% sharp with it. But the background check too, for any of our viewers watching, if you have a situation in your background that you might be worried about, don't think that that necessarily takes you out of the construction industry. Some of the construction projects though are like military bases where they're very specific. I appreciate that you really want to fit folks to the best place that they can be. And then, especially at 6th grade level, we got to be able to read all of that stuff. So, okay, so take us through the class process. I mean, 20 days, you have to attend every day.
Yes.
What are some of the skills learned? And then I want to talk about the certificates.
Yeah, so you can see the calendar here, and you can see how much material is jam-packed into those days. So I want to talk about the NCCER, which is the National Center for Construction Education and Research. We do what's called their core module, which goes through a lot of different things. And you can see here on the calendar, you've got your basic construction math, basic safety, hand tools, power tools. There's a lot, basic rigging. There's a ton of things in there. And so that's all jam-packed. That is one credential, the NCCER core. Got your OSHA 10 hour. That's going to get you on the job site. That's a huge one. Got to have that safety. You can see we do the ATSSA flagger certification. There's a couple of tool modules, powder actuated tools, laser tools. We do training in fall protection, which is huge. We do first aid and CPR. And we don't do a forklift certification, but we do a forklift safety awareness because there's so many different forklifts on the job sites. You need to know how to operate safely around those forklifts.
I had no idea. I mean, okay, the OSHA 10, by the way, even if you aren't in the construction industry, especially if you have kids, everybody needs an OSHA 10. It really is an important class, but the NCCER, that is industry standard. And I cannot believe stuff like the flagging certification if you want to really get into the industry, that's probably an easy spot. And it's great because it gives you a chance to see and digest the complexity of a job site prior to just diving in. Alexis, what? Okay. So tell me what a typical day looks like then.
So a typical day, you start bright and early at 7:30, which I think is wonderful because, those construction jobs are going to start bright and early in the morning. So we need to be able to get here early and be ready to participate. There will be classroom material, but there will also be a good mix of hands-on. So we do a project, which is awesome. You can see there that we build picnic tables. So we divide the class in half. And so we got little teams and they build the picnic tables. And I love it because, you can really see how everybody works as a team and they put their little personal touches on the picnic table. And it's a lot of fun.
I love it, too, because it's in 4 weeks, you're not going to learn everything. You're not going to be a master carpenter, but you're demystifying the magic trick. And it's not as scary as some people or folks might think. It's like, oh my goodness. Okay, so I love this too, also as an employer. Thank you for making mornings happen because that's usually when construction starts, bright and early before it gets too hot and gross. And then it gets hot and gross and you are dealing with it anyway. But okay, I love that it's saying that standard. But then at the end, the way the program ends, I really enjoy and appreciate because it's just, can you tell me a little bit about a match day?
Yes. So we have a hiring fair on day 19. And like I said before, we invite employers from every different field, and they'll come and it's sort of the opposite of a job fair. So, in a job fair, when the employers have their tables set up and you've got to go to the tables, we literally turn the tables and we have the students seated at tables. And so the employers get to come in and they get to mill around to everybody to interview them. So it's not just interviewing our students, but it's our students interviewing the employers.
What a gift. I love it too. And really it's different. I have yet to hear of something like that happening in other places. And the fact, you literally turn the tables. Oh my gosh, we're bringing up pictures right now with some of the students in action. Oh, yes. Ramp set too.
Powder activated, yeah.
Holy cow, that is a great certificate to have. Hand tools as well.
And like you said, I love what you said about it kind of demystifying the tools. Like people that have never used them before, it might be a little scary, but it takes that fear out of it. And here's the flagging.
Oh my gosh. And with the mask, I'm really impressed you folks still had classes and have continued with classes.
Yes, I mean that's the thing, and that's one thing that I think has come out of the pandemic is that construction is essential. There may have been some occupations that have taken a hit, in terms of maybe retail or hospitality, but construction has kept on going, and so we still have been having classes.
Which is fantastic because it is. We are essential workers. Buildings need to be, if not always built, but maintained. And there's a lot behind it. And I just can't believe you guys also, for our viewers to know, the powder actuated nail gun, you cannot walk onto a commercial site without that certificate. You can't just pick one of those up and use it. And so I'm going to have you repeat again the certificates because we brought this up on the screen and I absolutely love this slide. So let our viewers know again the amazing credentials that the graduates are going to earn.
All right, so we talked about the NCCER core credential, and within that one credential, there's multiple different modules that students are learning. So basic rigging, basic material handling, things like that. So it's a huge credential. It's huge. OSHA 10-hour card, site safety, gotta have that. First aid, which includes, you see here, first aid, CPR, bloodborne pathogens, and the AED. So it encompasses everything. The powder actuated tool certification, I want to tell a little story about that. We had one young man who was matched with an employer, and he went to go work on the site as a buck hoist operator. And for those of you that aren't familiar with a buck hoist, it's basically the elevator on the outside of the building that they use to move materials and people up and down. And so he was the buck hoist operator, which is a great job to learn the site.
Yes.
There was a contractor on the site and they needed someone to operate the Hilti gun. And the guy that had the Hilti gun was like, I've never done this before. So basically they put out a call and said, who can operate this? You know who the only person on the site was that could operate it? This young man who's a graduate of our program. And he just got promoted to foreman. So
that's amazing and absolutely fantastic. Oh, that's so good.
So sorry, I digress, but the laser tool certification, we have forklift safety awareness. Again, it's not a forklift certification, but learn how to operate on a job site safely or on forklifts. The ATSSA utility flagger certification and the competent person training and fall protection. And I do want to also note that all of these credentials are good anywhere in the United States. So it's not just, Georgia specific, like these are everywhere.
It is, and I love it. And, it's not necessarily a credential, but I did see on the calendar that you folks are also addressing mental health, which I think is a critical part to all around safety and healthy.
Absolutely. Yeah, we do a suicide prevention class. And I think it is really valuable because it's one area that I think has been neglected for a while. It's just that basic mental health. And I think, recognizing that everybody has a struggle and it's okay. Like we can talk about these things. And we do also a little bit of drugs. It's called Drugs Don't Work. It's a program that comes in. And another thing that we do is financial training. We give people a bit of class on budgeting and how to, use your funds and things like that. And again, this is stuff that I did not necessarily learn in school and a lot of us did not. So it's a great piece of information to have.
I'm flabbergasted. I mean, really, the national certificates and credentialing, that's great, but just basic life skills on top of that, budgeting is in the construction industry, we can be a little bit like freelance artists. Sometimes, paychecks are not, you go to different job sites sometimes you get hooked up with an employer that will keep you for life, but it's always nice to be realistic about this. So how do folks learn more?
Go to constructionready.org. If you are looking to get signed up, go to constructionready.org/new career and get ready for a new career. Once you sign up on our website, our recruitment team and our recruitment and student success team will be in touch with you, and we'll be talking to you about where you are and what you want to do. There's our website right there.
Oh,
and if you're an employer and you want to sign up to hire some of these awesome graduates, you can go right there and sign up in our employer page.
I love it too. And if you're an alumni watching, please stand up and tell us your story too, because I don't know, it's a small family, It
is. And that's one thing that I love about our program is that we really, we do keep in touch. That's part of my job is keeping in touch with the graduates to see where they are and how they're doing. And just, I love it. I love what I do.
And you have a big job too. Look at your cheat sheet again. How many graduates are going to be coming up?
You got 1,255.
That's so good. Oh, I love it so much. Okay, so what are some upcoming classes and locations?
Okay, so we, as I said, our making class graduates this week, but we'll have another making class starting on October 11th. We'll have a class in Columbus starting October 18th. Our Georgia Mountains class will start November 8th. We'll have Augusta on November 15th. And finishing out the year, we start a class in Gwinnett County on November 22nd.
Wow. Oh, that's amazing. You're definitely getting all over the state of Georgia because there's so much construction happening there. So one more time, how can I sign up? Alexis, might look like, Alexis, tell me again, how can I sign up?
So I'm not sure. Go to constructionready.org and sign up on the website, constructionready.org.
That's perfect. Yeah, sometimes I like technology way more than, power tools way more than technology, but sometimes I can't even say words at all. Oh my gosh. Alexa, thank you so much for sharing the information on this, because it's really, 18 and older. There's some amazing opportunities in only 4 weeks, and the support that you're giving to these folks just makes my heart warm. So thank you very much for sharing and geeking out about that. But hey, can I keep you on for another second so I can geek out about something real quick?
Absolutely, yes.
Awesome. So I love how Construction Ready is taking care of the adults and getting them employed, but I've been able to also partner with SEFCA and get younger students excited and involved. And so, oh my gosh, actually, we're going to roll through some of these photos because I believe this is of a graduation.
Graduation, yes.
Oh,
and my favorite thing about our graduation is, at the end of our hiring fair, we do a match, but the students don't know where they're going to go. And so when they get their credentials, they also get an envelope with the name of their new employer that they're matched with. So they get to stand up in front of their family and friends and say, I've been matched with this company. And most of them start work the next week.
I love it. And it really is kind of like a signing day module because football and sports, cool, whatever. But this is even better because it really is, you're being matched and celebrating with that.
Absolutely.
I love it. So yeah, definitely supporting folks all the way around. And I feel very fortunate that I've been able to inspire and support too the young kids. And so we've been building the last few weeks with younger students from 2nd to 4th grade and teaching them how to build, well, something very simple. Today I'm building a very tiny toolbox, a nice little Home Depot box, which by the way, you should run down to the office and snag one of these. They hold
I'm going to. That's so cute.
And like tea bags. It's actually really, really nice. But it's been great to be able to share with the students and get them inspired a little bit younger. So hopefully by the time they turn 18, they are knocking down your door, constructionready.org door, and trying to get more information.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so many careers. Oh, they're so cute.
They are adorable and absolutely hilarious. And it's been an honor to, introduce tool theory, simple concepts, not many, just like how to use a powder actuated nail gun doesn't happen overnight. Same with swinging a hammer. It does take a little bit of muscle memory and skill use. And so we've been really, really fortunate to have, not only like hammers provided, which is great, but then I get to geek out with the kids, and Alexis, they're hilarious. They ask me questions at the end, and some of them are very serious on, do you have stairs in your house? or why things work, but it's been a ton of fun and I can't wait. We're actually, we're going to be continuing to book at the first of the year. So any teachers who have students in the age group of 2nd to 4th grade, please reach out because we're going to do 100 classes this year. We're starting to get pretty much booked up, but gosh,
that's amazing.
Yes, we can always do more. So Alexis, I really, really appreciate, again, you taking the time to geek out with me today and have some lunch. This was very informative.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure. I will talk about Construction Ready all day.
Yeah, me too, actually. If I can handle the humidity, in Georgia. Although I think it's going to snow here in the next few days, so maybe I'll come out for a fall class anyway.
That'd be perfect.
Yes. So to all of our fans, please, if you have any questions or want further information, please go to constructionready.org, or you can also go cefca.org. And then tune in. We're going to be off for a few weeks, and we'll be back with some amazing guests to celebrate Careers in Construction Month in October, or October's Construction Awesomeness Month. I don't know. I feel like every month should be Construction Awesomeness Month, but October is super special for us. So we'll be coming back for that. So that's it, Alexis. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. And thank you again for co-hosting and hanging out and sharing information with us.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
We are clear.
Yay.
My computer froze through the whole thing. So I hope that.
Oh no.
So I think it was because I was trying to run the Zoom and the Facebook on my computer, so I could just click the addresses instead of typing them in. I don't know what happened. So anyway, but I did check, and it did look like it posted. Everything was fine. But anyway, luckily there weren't a lot of addresses. Constructionready.org, constructionready.org. So
right, yeah.
Oh, we lost Kayleen.
She usually goes away pretty quickly. Well, thank you, Alexis. That was great.
Of course. I will talk about construction ready, like I said, for real all day.